Real Madrid are a 14-time Champions League winner. Before the final, all the bookmakers made Los Blancos the underdogs, as they thought Liverpool would win it. It seemed possible considering the form of the English team and the fact that in all the playoff matches, Real Madrid were literally clinching victories. And Los Blancos performed the same trick in the final. They press against their own goals, counting on Courtois and waiting for their chance in the attack. It's the style of today's Real Madrid. In this video, we'll show you 5 reasons why this team won the Champions League. But before we start, try to answer a question. Whose goal-scoring record in the Champions League knockout stage did Karim Benzema repeat? Messi, Lewandowski, Ronaldo, Raul? Experience. A simple but very important aspect of football. Carvajal, Modric and Benzema won the Champions League title back in 2014. And in these 8 years, these footballers have accumulated so much experience in the European Cup's knockout stages that the Champions League final may seem routine for them. Remember Karim Benzema's calm face after the final whistle? It's the embodiment of Real Madrid's power and tranquility, with the help of which they win even in the matches with dominating opponents. The final against Liverpool is the most obvious example. Having all the Kroos, Modric and Benzema in the squad, Real Madrid deliberately killed the tempo of the match with their backward and horizontal passes, not to let Liverpool find their pace. As soon as the players in red shirts were trying to create something in front of their goals, Real Madrid were starting to roll the ball or waste the time however they could. And we're not even talking about their level-headedness when they were under the pressure on their half. Real Madrid almost never make mistakes in front of their own goals. The ability to keep calm and use 1 or 2 mistakes of the opponent is a sign of a real predator. Adapting to the opponent. Real Madrid wasn't the best team in this Champions League according to statistics. 11th as per shots per game, 6th as per goals per match, 6th as per touches in the final third. But for several years Madrid's squad hasn't changed, and they feel the tempo and know when exactly they need to increase it. Carlo Ancelotti used these tactics back in 2014 to win Decima with Real Madrid. He told Zidane, who updated the Italians' ideas and won the Champions League 3 times in a row. The same style Ancelotti implemented after his return to Bernabeu. In the knockout stage, Real Madrid often gives possession to the opponent. The coaches understand that they can't play on equal terms with big teams, as they would need to substitute their veterans by the 60th minute. Instead, Real Madrid prefer giving the ball to the opponent and running into counter-attacks using the master skills of their leaders. Casemiro cleans the midfield, Kroos dictates the tempo, Modric sends long balls to Vinicius, Benzema plays 1-2 in the center and finds the moment to open up in the box. Even the youngest supporters know the roles of every player in this team perfectly. Opponents also know their strongest sides, but thanks to the high level of cooperation and ability to find a weak spot in the opposition defense, Real Madrid have become the winners of this year's Champions League. Perfect rotation. This season, Carlo Ancelotti was using a limited squad. It's noteworthy he made the first substitution in the final only in the 85th minute. Real Madrid's starting lineup has an unbelievable chemistry and balance. Sometimes the center of the defense may fail, but the team compensates this with the ability to take everything from rare attacks. But one detail is worth mentioning. This season, Ancelotti used not the best bench to rotate the squad. First of all, Valverde revealed himself as a right winger, though he was considered only a substitute at first. Federico started as a classic box-to-box midfielder, but now he is incredibly useful in his new position. The Uruguayan increases the pressure on the opposition with his constant movements and also goes back to defending the midfield. Sometimes you may even find him in one line with the defenders. Yes, and don't forget who assisted Vinicius in the final. Most often, Valverde is substituted by Rodrigo. This trick best worked in the match against Man City when the Brazilian scored 2 in the injury time. But Rodrigo also scored against Chelsea and against Inter in the group stage, so his involvement shouldn't be ignored. Another rotation hero is Eduardo Camavinga. The young midfielder is adapting at Real Madrid and developing his decision-making. He usually comes on for Toni Kroos and adds movement and aggression to the team. Besides, Camavinga has great technique, passing and shots, which make him a very versatile player for the midfield. It's astonishing how well Ancelotti uses the bench when it is warmed by players like Marcelo, Isco, Bale, Mariano and Hazard. Another proof that the experience of the starting 11, with the help of a minimal but precise rotation, can allow you to play without quality substitutes. Benzema and Courtois. These are arguably the main heroes of today's Real Madrid that play in the opposite sides of the field. Everyone knows what Benzema has done. Karim scored 15 goals in 12 matches, dragged Real Madrid from stage to stage with his goals several times, and today he is the main Ballon d'Or contender. By expected goals and assists, Benzema was only behind Sébastien Haller, who was making a show in the group stage. But the importance and number of Karim's goals is the main reason why Los Blancos won the title. And the new level of chemistry between him and Vinicius is something out of this world. And Courtois performed in the final. He was very reliable in the goals, making 9 saves, including several very dangerous ones. Actually, Thibaut is probably the best keeper of the season. It's enough to mention that the Belgian made 48 saves in the Champions League only, twice as many as the second-place Sheriff goalkeeper Athanasiadis. And Courtois was at his best at the most important moment, and basically, he won the final for Real Madrid. Fitness. The last in our list, but not the least important aspect, without which Real Madrid would have hardly made it. The fans may remember when at the end of the last season Los Blancos were suffering from injuries and Zidane had to work with a very limited resource. At that moment, the Frenchman Dupont was the fitness coach, and he was criticized for the injuries of the players. After Zidane left, Dupont was sacked and Ancelotti brought with him Antonio Pintus, the master of fitness who had already worked at Madrid during Carlos' first spell. Later, he was also a part of Antonio Conte's powerful Inter. Pintus' work was notable at once. The players got injured less and worked better at the end of matches. So the fact that Modric at his 36 is able to run up and down the pitch for 90 and even 120 minutes is not a miracle, but the result of the fitness coach's quality work. The combination of all these factors allowed Real Madrid to win yet another Champions League. Some may question this team's playing quality or say they are just lucky. But there's one thing you can't disagree with. These guys know the best in the world how to win titles. And they proved this in Paris yet again. Did Los Blancos deserve the title? Let us know in the comments. We want to know your opinion. See you soon.